Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So Sam Eggington defeats Carlos Molina by a 12-round unanimous decision. And in the process he picks up the WBC Silver middleweight title. I have to say this was a pretty good fight. You know, it had some good moments, decent exchanges. But Sam Eggington was always a step ahead for me. He actually started this fight really well in the first round. He came out applying a lot of pressure, pushing Carlos Molina back, using a hard jab to cut the distance, and he was throwing some looping clubbing shots, which were definitely catching Carlos Molina. He started the fight really well in round one. Round two, Carlos Molina slowed down the pace a little bit. He started boxing with his lead hand low, and he was firing that jab from that low lead hand position, and he actually was catching Eggington with that shot. He was also walking Sam Eggington into his overhand right, and also his left hook, so round two Carlos Molina was actually picking some good shots. And in this fight, it was funny because when the pace was slowed down, that's when Molina was having much more success. Obviously Molina is a lot older. Sam Eggington is 27, whereas Carlos Molina is 37. Molina doesn't have the fitness or gas tank that he once had. So the moment in this fight when the pace did actually slow down, it definitely was more beneficial to Carlos Molina. After the second round though, Eggington came back quite well, once again applying pressure, firing the jab, and he actually caught Molina with a real good right hand in the third round. That kind of buzzed him for a little bit, and yeah, he really had a good third round to put it on Molina. Molina wasn't throwing as much back in the third round, and yeah, Eggington, he bossed that round. He also clearly won rounds 4 and rounds 5, once again applying pressure, throwing more punches, being more active. Molina was picking the odd good shot here and there, hooks to the body, hooks to the head, but most of his work in these rounds were single shots, whereas Eggington was much more consistent with his work rate, and he was throwing combinations and outlanding Carlos Molina. Round 6 was similar to round 2 though. Once again Molina slowed down the pace, and he was picking some good single shots against Sam Eggington, the overhand right and the left hook, in particular the left hook, in the 6th round. But after round 6, I felt Eggington basically won round 7 to round 11. Once again, not really doing anything ultra amazing, just walking forwards behind that jab, throwing those clubbing shots, also the straight right hand, and he was just outworking Carlos Molina. Molina would come back here and there in spurts and land some good combinations and good single shots. He was definitely in there trying, and really it looked like he was trying to walk Eggington onto a really big shot to change the tide, but that never happened. And when Eggington did get caught, he wasn't really hurt by what Molina was throwing back, and he was getting caught quite a lot in this fight, but Molina could never really hurt Eggington, and that was his problem. But to Molina's credit, in the 12th round, he knew he needed something big, and he tried. Round 12, he won round 12 for me. He knew he needed something big, so he let his hands go, he applied pressure, forced Eggington on the ropes a couple of occasions, landing combinations to body and head. A lot of these shots were getting through, but nothing really was having an effect on Sam Eggington. But nevertheless, Molina clearly outworked Eggington in the 12th round, and I gave him that round. So all in all, I scored this fight 9 rounds to 3 for Sam Eggington. So yeah, it was competitive throughout, but basically Eggington was always a step ahead. But yeah, a pretty good TV friendly fight, and to be honest, I think Channel 5 is the ideal place for Sam Eggington. He's good viewing for casuals, he's always in fun fights, not the greatest fighter in the world, but he's bang for your buck, he's entertainment, so I think Channel 5 is a really good fit for Sam Eggington. And yeah, all in all, I thought this was quite a good fight. It would have been a bit better if Molina applied pressure a bit earlier on, because he was losing this fight, quite widely in my opinion, from like the 7th, 8th round onwards. So if Molina got more aggressive then than in the 12th round, it would have definitely been a better fight. But yeah, all in all, I'm not complaining. It was a solid fight, free TV, so yeah, it was what it was. A good solid win for Sam Eggington. This was actually at middleweight, believe it or not. Sam Eggington started at welterweight, so, I'm not really convinced by Eggington at 160. Molina these days is basically a high-level gatekeeper. He's a journeyman now. Used to be a world-class fighter back in the day, but 38 years old, well past his best. He's not the guy he once was. He can beat guys like that at middleweight, but, if Sam's fighting I'm not talking about world level, even European level middleweights or even domestic level middleweights, I can't see Sam Eggington beating these guys. Could you see Sam being much of a problem for Felix Cash? I can't personally. I think Sam needs to go back down to 154 and look at those guys. I don't think he's really got a future in the middleweight division, but after this fight, he's ranked by the WBC, so we'll see what happens next. Anyway, share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.